Martin's shave tests on a Friday evening. Excuse the state of undress. I've just come back from the beach. I've been skating with some friends. Anyway, what I want to do is take this, which is a very unusual razor. How about that? Isn't that sweet? Hollow one end so it drains. Very, very nice. German, of course. And it's a Dorko. Now this Dorko has got a little bit of damage on the edge. It's got a little flat. I don't know how it came. I've only used this once or twice about 2 years ago. But it's a lovely quality small Dorko. It's got gold panel on it. I looked under the various little microscopy things, including one which I'm going to introduce you to. This for your pockets is very useful. How about that? It's actually got a little LED light. It's a 30 magnification, and I can look under this and see quite clearly there's a little flat, almost like a little nick. It's got to go. So let's do it quickly. Shut that up. I'm going to use my favourite for taking out small faults, which is the Nanoir 3K. So I'm going to just flat that up. 2 seconds. Well, that's a bit optimistic. 3 seconds. I hope everyone is doing well. It's actually almost summer now in England, which is amazing. Where's my pencil? One pencil stub. Just check my 3K is nice and flat, which I'm sure it is. So really I should have done this earlier so I don't bore you to tears. Yeah, that was pretty flat anyway. Let's work up a little bit of a slurry, because I'm a firm believer on synthetics that the slurry just helped a little bit in cutting. So that's your 3K slurry. Now this little fella has already had a fair bit of hone wear on it, so I'm certain it's flat, because as I say, I did actually hone it about 2 years ago. But what we're going to do is just give it a quick test to see if I can remove a rather unpleasant little flat. And then we're going to go through a couple of synthetic stones, and I'm hoping in a very short time we can bring this edge back to perfection. Also, because I had great success, I don't know, a couple of weeks back, I actually honed on an Italian slate, which worked out very nicely. So I thought today, for a change, I intend to finish this lovely little Dorko on a Welsh slate. I shall use probably Glycerine. I think the Welsh slate, the dragon's tongue, it's a nice little stone, but I don't rate it very high in regard to as a finisher. I've only used it twice, so your guess is as good as mine. Right, there's a nice colour there, as you can see. It's quite a nice dark colour, so I think we've removed a fair bit of steel. Let me just check, and I'll tell you. Fresh tissue required. I'll have a quick look, and if it's gone, we can go straight away to a finer stone. Now I'd say there is some movement there. Let's have a little look, and we'll be on our way. Yeah, nearly gone, but it's still there. Oh, I do hope I don't have to go to 1K. That would be a shame. No, let's do some harsher strokes. Rotary. I don't like to use rotary strokes too much. It disrupts the scratch pattern enormously, and half strokes like those, again pretty vicious. I don't count, I just get a very good feel for how many I've done. So if we say roughly 6 each time. Now that, by angling the blade, should have moved some steel. I really do hate to use 1K. So let's go back to normal up and downy strokes. I'll have a very quick check and see how it's doing. So this is a very quick example of how to save an edge that's got a little fault. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's looking better. I think we got it. Get the light working properly on this strange device. Yeah, it's gone. Just shows what brute ignorance and force can do. That's it. So now we can go to a final stone, everybody's favourite. I think we'll go to the Shapton 5K. So let's get rid of our very trustworthy Nano R Professional 3K, which is now nice and clean again. And we'll get the Shapton in its nice pink box. Now I know I didn't use the Shapton very much, so I don't think I'm going to bother flattening it. We've only got a relatively small amount of steel to remove. Word of warning, if you do decide halfway through a honing, be very certain that you've totally cleaned your plate. A diamond plate with the previous slurry on it will of course render your next stone pretty useless. Anyway, that's oh, what the hell, let's do it anyway, as I've cleaned the diamond plate. And that will bring up a little bit of slurry very nicely. Yeah. Yep, that's flat. Do be careful to wash it. Even use a little Brillo pad thing. Get all those nasty previous bits off. Okie dokie. Let's try on a tomato to see, and my nail. Oh, yes, yes. Yep. Now, I was asked by a very kind subscriber if I would compare the tomato to the peanut, and this is, remember, straight off 3K. No. See, that's why I don't like plastic. It's making no effect whatsoever, and yet, as you saw, it was absolutely fine on the tomato test. Tomato test for me, depending on the pressure you put, is a very good way of determining the state of your edge. That is absolutely fine. So do a few laps on the 5K. It seems tonight we might get the aurora borealis. There's sunspots. There's a big solar flare coming. This is why, another reason for doing a little honing video, in case it completely renders our phones and the internet useless. So, I do love this 5K. It's cutting, but it's quite mild. And I reckon that will probably do. So what I'll do now is wash off the slurry completely. Go for a nice clean fresh water and give that a few laps just on water. This little razor, I'd love to date it. I'm guessing it's probably 1930s. It's got all the mark of a very high quality Dorko. It's got beautiful machining on the back of the spine, and that's usually a sign of a bit of extra quality. It's got a very nice inlay on the scales. You know, I'm going to call that okay. In which case, let's do a naughty one. Let's kill the edge. Let's just kill the edge. Again, the only way to test that is on a tomato and on your nail. Yeah, that's dead. Totally brown bread. Yeah, that's how you kill an edge. However, I'm going to call now we're ready to go to 8K. And I rather like my Japanese 8K. It's got rather good feel. It's the Nanoar Snow Weight, the Jeon Paku, and it's a lovely big stone. Probably lasts me a lifetime. I'm not going to flatten it. It didn't get much use last time, so I think that'll be fine. Likewise, I'm not going to put any slurry on it. So let's just bring the edge back, or attempt to bring the edge back, on an 8K. Jeon Paku. I get very confused with J-nets. I can't pronounce half the names. And there's 10,000 different slurry stones, and I'm just whatever, you know. However, that's just me being awkward. A lot of people absolutely only hone on J-nets. I like them, and I've just done a J-net honing. Very successful. Very nice shave. Now, there's a nice bit of colour there, gents, because I tend to use a reasonable amount of pressure. That's why I use two hands, because I don't want to disrupt the scratch pattern too much. Do you know, it'd be very interesting to see if that's brought the edge back. Judging by the colour, I reckon there's a fair bit of steel gone there. Let's find out. Yeah, that's back. It's as simple as that. Oh, nice. Yep. Let's try it just as an experiment on this strange little plastic thing. The packing peanuts come in different grades and different types. I haven't got any of the big S ones, I'm sorry. So all I've got is, nah. Oh yes. Oh yes. Obviously you can't move the blade, just push the blade. If you move the blade thus, it'll cut. No, don't like packing peanuts, sorry chaps, really don't. Anyway, that has redeemed the edge. It's now a nice straight, nice flat edge, and it's on an 8K. So now I'm going to show you what I've got in store here, which is a dragon's tongue. Cheap as chips. I don't know what it is in dollars, but I can tell you what it is in pounds. It's about 30 quid. So call it, I don't know, $35, whatever. Anyway, it's a nice little stone. I only used it once, so I don't think I'm going to bother to flatten it. Oh, all right, I will, just to say I have. Obviously, I'm going to use this very cautiously. Thus. Yeah, dead flat. So let's try it with a tiny bit of slurry on it. This is now changing it from a Snow White 8K to a Welsh mountain goat. And we'll see how that works. I've got a feeling, judging by the feel on the stone, I would say on feel this is slightly coarser than 8K. So what I'm going to do, as I threatened, is to use glycerine. So here's your glycerine, little drop of glycerine, tiny amount. Put the glycerine on carefully, and you can see, my goodness me, that's quite oily. It's very oily. This will, I think, will help smooth out the little tiny facets on the stone, where it feels smoother. Yeah, that actually feels it like it might work. That and a very good stropping should do it, shouldn't it? There's no edges on this stone. I made sure that with the diamond plate I took the edges off. But I would say I haven't got the highest hopes for this, but what I'll do is I'll give it the usual good tests, and then if I'm not happy with it, I'll either put it on a J-net or I might put it on a black Arkansas. But this is only refreshing what was a damaged edge, so this isn't taking it back to absolutely bare steel. But I think that's going to be enough. Let's wipe that clean. Fresh tissue going up. Very nice evening for skating. I met two buddies down there. I'm not old enough to be their father though. I'm old enough to be their grandfather. So two young guys in their early 20s, and they practiced and I went round the oyster pond. Anyway, let's just see how this marries up on my nail. Yeah. Sacrificial baby tomato. Oh, yeah, that's good. That is good. I suppose the ultimate will be wherever I've put it. Yeah, the packing peanut. This is not a good packing peanut, but it'll do. No, just as I thought. Bloody useless. Sorry, packing peanuts ain't as good as baby tomatoes. I will try desperately hard to get the big S-shaped packing peanuts. This type is obviously not really what I want. No, useless. Completely useless. Waste of time. Somewhere I had, and I don't know where it is, I had some expanded polystyrene. And that is a good test. Except I've lost it. I can't find it. So we can't even do expanded polystyrene. Anyway, chaps, all I would say is that seems to have been a modestly successful honing. I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to give it a damn good stropping, and I'll test it again upstairs. And I hope to eventually shave with it. So there it is, back in its little container, which is an amazing little container. Beautiful little razor, beautiful little Dorko. Very fashionable in the 1930s. And I shall shave with it later. Anyway, that was it, guys. Thank you very much for subscribing. I'd also like to give a little shout out to the wonderful Jacques Dapper Shaves, who is taking a very slight rest. He's not going to do as much. His videos are just speechlessly good, magnificent. Huge amount of information from Jacques, so please follow him. He is a master on J-nets, by the way. And also, of course, Devon Jackson. There's so many guys, you know, Eric, Sean's coming along very nicely, Sean Staplefield, and my great sensei who hasn't done enough, Gary. Please do some more, Gary Hayward. Everybody deserves a rest. I've been doing too many. They haven't been doing enough. Anyway, guys, I'm going to call that a day. I hope you enjoyed this. If you do, please think of subscribing, because I'm always doing new stuff. Anyway, bye for now.